Good evening, Colorado State University. I am Jared Stratton.
And I'm Stuart Smith. Let's get started.
This just in, we have a breaking news in northern Colorado. Fort Collins police have identified a suspect in the death of Sherry Allman at 1601 North College Avenue. Detectives located evidence linking George Randall Newman to the homicide. Newman was also the suspect in the October 1st officer-involved shooting at America's Best Value Inn. Officers were unaware of Allman's death when they contacted Newman at the time. Officers responded to a wellness check at Allman's residence on October 4th. When officers arrived, they observed several suspicious factors and entered the residence to investigate. Allman was found deceased at her home. The Larimer County coroner identified Allman and determined that she had been stabbed. It is estimated that she was killed on or around September 28, 2017. The Collegian will have more with the story tomorrow morning.
Yesterday, in honor of Columbus Day, an anonymous person decided to tag CSU with many anti-Columbus and anarchic phrases. It's at least 5 buildings around campus, including Visual Arts, Eddy, both wings of Clark, and multiple spots at the Laurie Student Center. 2 of the tags that were painted on campus were the anarchy symbol and decolonize, with a third that included profanity directed at Christopher Columbus. The university estimates that the damages to campus will total more than $10,000. By this afternoon, the university had already contracted out a power washing company to get rid of the graffiti for good.
I think that the message is understandable, but I mean, defacing the school that I love so much kind of makes me a little bit upset. I think that there's a better way to get that message out there because it's an important message that needs to be said. Like, Columbus was a terrorist, and we glorify a terrorist. So I definitely think that there is a conversation that needs to be had there, but going about it through painting stuff on the walls isn't going to really help anybody. If anything, it juvenilizes the argument.
I mean, first off, I'm not sure what an anarchy symbol and decolonization have to do with each other. Those don't seem to be directly related in any way I can think of. And then second of all, you know, we've passed the point of colonization. You know, we can't decolonize at this point because there's nothing to decolonize from. This is already a new established country, a new established culture. You know, it's fundamentally different now than it was during the time of Columbus, to the extent where, you know, you can't really say if what happened was good or bad, just that it happened, you know, and that we're now here and we should focus on moving forward instead of regressing back.
CSU PD requests that anyone with information about the incidents contact them at 970-491-6425.
Students lined the halls of the North Ballroom of the Laurie Student Center yesterday, calmly waiting for Colorado State University President Tony Frank. Nearly 70 students waited in silence and dressed in all black in solidarity for Elijah Thomas, a resident assistant who found a fake noose hanging outside his hallway in Newsom Hall a few days before class started. Frank was scheduled to address Thomas and other students of color regarding his highly criticized administration's response to the incident. When Frank arrived, he passed through the line of demonstrators without a noise. A few minutes later, Thomas followed to a closed-door meeting with Frank and Vice President of Student Affairs, Blanche Hughes. After a nearly 45-minute meeting, the three came back to welcome students in the ballroom for an open discussion. Students brought up several issues regarding Thomas's experience, as well as several other bias-motivated incidents, their largest concern being student safety. Frank explained that his administration is looking into increasing the number of security cameras around campus because they are a tool police can use to catch offenders more easily when there are no other leads in the investigation.
Left Hand Creek in Boulder, Colorado was absolutely destroyed by flooding back in 2013. Saturday, dozens of CSU students partnered with the Wildlands Restoration Volunteers to help restore the area. Roughly 60 people attended in total. 17 came from the Environmental Sustainability and Science Club, 10 from the Watershed Club, 6 from the Fly Fishing Club, and several others from CSU and around the community. Sophomore Natalie McNeese, a natural resources management major, signed up independent of any clubs. Her morning consisted of backfilling trenches and pounding down stakes to keep erosion control fabric in place. She stated, "The riverbank would just be this dirt pile if we weren't doing anything, and it was fun hitting things with a little hammer." Even though this past Saturday was done through several CSU clubs, students can sign up for any WRV project they want by going to www.wlrv.org.
Have you ever been to Bean Cycle Coffee Shop in Old Town? If you have, you may have noticed that the books from Wolverine Farm Publishing Company have been absent from the coffee shop in Old Town, Fort Collins. Reporter Marlo Lundak brings us the full story.
We love our space, but we have a very large space. So we thought, what a beautiful opportunity for us to come together and work together and provide something for our communities. Things I love about coffee is that it's constantly evolving. Like, the scene is always different, and I think that's kind of what's going to happen. We're going to evolve and we're going to transition into something else, and part of that is still going to be we're bringing people together in the community to showcase something.
A retail experience that definitely is not here yet, but we hope to bring.
It's going to be funky, it's going to be different, and it's going to be unique, and that's what we keep talking about. It's not here yet. It's something that's it's different.
For more information about the shop, please visit beancycleroasters.com.
Are you obsessed with technology? Well, get ready for the second annual CSU Hackathon. This is a competition where teams of 3 to 5 people are challenged to create a virtual reality experience, and it encourages students to think of the research or community applications this immersive technology can offer. From October 20th through 22nd, the teams will partner with virtual reality experts to create their designs. For its opening year, hackathon participants mainly consisted of computer science majors that had attended CSU for a couple of years already. Of those currently signed up this year, freshmen through seniors are represented fairly evenly, and studies range from journalism to botany to mechanical engineering. Anyone who is interested in virtual reality past gaming systems can sign up online, but the event is limited to 50 students due to the amounts of available equipment. Participants will be judged on their innovation and creativity on October 22nd, with an award ceremony open to the public from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The winners of the hackathon will be announced at 6:30 p.m. that evening.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm not Kira Coles, I'm Litos Castro, but that's all right, no worries. Your favorite entertainment anchor is here, so let's get started. If you use Netflix, it's possible you might not be so chill right now. Netflix has decided to increase the prices of some of their services. The standard service, which allows viewers to stream up on 2 screens at once, is now priced at $10.99, a whole $1 up from the previous $9.99 price. The premium service, which allows viewers to stream up onto 4 screens at once, had an even crazier increase to $13.99, an entire $2 up from $11.99. But no need to worry. If you're just on the basic service, which allows streaming on only 1 screen, then you can in fact chill, because the price for that will remain at $7.99. Now let's take a look into the world of cinema. First off, Star Wars fans can get excited because tickets for Star Wars The Last Jedi have gone on sale. If you're planning to see the new movie in December, you can get a head start on those who wait to buy their tickets later on. Next, superhero fans might have something to think about, as a new trailer for Justice League was released on Sunday, and Superman was in the trailer. Granted, it just seems to be Superman's love, Lois Lane, having a dream about him. Nonetheless, he is in the trailer, which could suggest that in some way, Superman will have an impact on this movie. Yes, the rest of the league is in the trailer too, but come on, it's Superman. Ugh. Anyways, Justice League is set to hit theaters next month, November 17th. And finally, another big trailer was also released this weekend for the new movie Pacific Rim Uprising. The sequel to the original Pacific Rim had its first footage released last Friday. In the trailer, Viewers find John Boyega, who is popular for his performance in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, starring in the role of Jake Pentecost, a leader in the fight for humanity's survival against the new monsters that threaten the world. You can catch this action-packed title in theaters March 23rd, 2018. If you haven't heard, the Rocky Mountain Collegiate is trying to find the best of CSU, so I decided to do a little research of my own. I'm here at Colorado State University trying to find out where the best food spots are here in Ram Country.
Get pizza, Cosmos. I love Cosmos pizza. Oh, I would say probably Bojo's. It's just been always like a family spot for me, so.
Pizza Hut. I like Pizza Hut.
Crazy Carl's, hands down.
Behavioral Science Building.
Happy Lucky's Tea House. Alley Cat Cafe is really good.
Library and the Lower Student Center.
That's a tough one. I gotta say the top floor of AV.
Dorel, that's normally my go-to. Allison's nice because it has spoons.
The Lower Student Center, since it has, many restaurants.
You can get good ones at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
From the Crazy Cars. Yeah.
If you want to give your opinion on what the best places in town are, head online to collegian.com/best of to cast your vote. In other entertainment news, a man from Missouri proposed to his girlfriend with the help of a giraffe. That's right, you heard me correctly. Cody Hall took his girlfriend, Michaela Blakey, on a behind-the-scenes tour of the giraffe enclosure. But little did she know that Cody and zoo officials had been working on a surprise proposal for weeks. The ring was hung around the neck of a giraffe named Millie. Cody removed the ring while Michaela was feeding Millie leaves and proceeded to propose. So why this kind of proposal? Cody says, quote, "Giraffes are her favorite animals, and I really wanted to give her an experience she wouldn't forget." Well, Cody, I'm sure she won't forget it, and I hope you, Michaela, and Millie have a happy life together. In local news, CSU is gearing up for homecoming weekend. The weekend is a great opportunity to welcome loved ones into Ram Country and show them what CSU is all about. Events kick off as early as tomorrow night with the Homecoming Comedy Show featuring Dr. De Guzman and Ishmael Lautfi. On Friday, there will be a festival on the Oval, a homecoming parade, and a bonfire, plus lighting of the A. If you're into all of that cardio stuff I hear about, like, I don't know, running, then Saturday you can participate in the annual 5K run. Homecoming weekend will conclude with an Alumni Association tailgate, followed by the CSU versus Nevada football game. Kickoff is at 8:15.
Hello and welcome to CTV News. I'm Marla Wendak.
And I'm Amelia Castaneda, and here's your Thursday news. Ellsworth Hall, the hall on the south side of campus that is home to miscellaneous classes and offices, may be torn down. The hall was originally built as a residence hall in 1950, but since has been transformed over the years. Fred Heberleck, the University Master Planner for Facilities Management, explains, Ellsworth was built as a residence hall, but hasn't been a residence hall for over 25 years. The building has other issues, but is strategically located in a spot that is part of a greater housing complex. While there are no official plans yet, the spot is being considered for a new residence hall.
President Trump signed an executive order today to roll back the contraceptive coverage mandate issued by the Obama administration under the Affordable Care Act. This mandate removed the cost of birth control for women. Rollback on birth control, employers now have the freedom to incorporate their religious and moral views when deciding the healthcare coverage of their employees.
And students involved in more conservative political groups on campus commented on the new policy.
I think this gives us more freedom, and it gives businesses more freedom. And if employers decide to ban or choose insurance that does not cover birth control, then the market will balance itself. Maybe employees will go work for someone else. And at the end of the day, it balances out and gives us more freedom.
We do think that everybody should have access to those things, and women deserve those products, but at the same time, a product or service isn't guaranteed by anyone from the government or insurance.
So if you're talking about, let's say, should they cover birth control or not? Some companies that want to, they let them. And those who don't want to because of their religious beliefs, then they shouldn't have to.
Advocates for free access to birth control also commented on the mandate.
We at the center view it as a rollback. It's a removal of agency for folks, specifically marginalized folks, to seek access to agency over their bodies.
It's an attack on reproductive rights under, you know, this mask of, oh, religious freedom, but that's exactly it. It's not a separation of church and state. You know, they're making these policies based around a religious exemption.
This is much more than an attack on women. This is an attack potentially on minoritized populations like trans and gender nonconforming folks. It's a class issue. There's folks who need access to these that are not cisgender women. And so I think thinking about holistically what folks are losing access to, it goes further than contraception for preventing pregnancy.
College women across the United States are worried that their university's health insurance may drop access to contraceptives.
Although it is unclear if Colorado State will be affected by this rollback, students like Katie Rochat from the University of Notre Dame say college women don't always have a disposable income to afford birth control on their own. Rochat says, "I respect my university's adherence to Catholicism, but I also think that no woman should have to choose between her serious medical needs and her university's religion."
The mandate under the ACA made contraceptives more affordable and accessible than ever, and saved women over $1.4 billion in the first year alone. This is one of President Trump's first steps in repealing Obamacare. If you have any questions about how this mandate may affect you, you can visit www.wgac.colostate.edu.
Defend Our Future had an event this weekend, and we have our live correspondent, Aaliyah Gorlick, here in the studio to talk about it.
Defend Our Future is an organization that works to educate young people about climate change and clean energy solutions. Defend Our Future plans and executes on-campus and community events that promote taking action on climate change. They engage students on campus, sparking dialogue about the importance of contacting elected leaders regarding policy reform. One of their most recent events was a showing of the film Rancher, Farmer, Fisherman. The documentary highlighted conservationists on the front line of American heartland and provided a clear understanding of how ranchers, farmers, and fishermen stood up to protect America's food supply. If this is something that interests you, Defend Our Future is always looking for new interns. For more information, you can visit defendourfuture.org.
During last night's Senate meeting, ASCSU's impeachment committee extended their evidence gathering for another week. Various initiatives were presented, including one from President Josh Silva. His bill, number 4706, regarded supplemental funding and the name change for the Office of Community Affairs. Other topics at the meeting included gender identity, a declaration of support of freedom of speech, approval for a Native American powwow, and the swearing in of new members.
Construction, a CSU tradition, filled the Laurie Student Center Plaza with sculptures built out of canned food items Wednesday afternoon. The tradition consists of a friendly competition among various student organizations.
University and community organizations challenged one another to build sculptures out of cans and other donated food items collected from the Cans Around the Oval effort.
Around the Oval is a really great tradition that CSU has had going on for a long time. I think it's really helpful to the community in general to just find ways to benefit lower income communities, and I think it's great that it also brings together so many students from so many different organizations.
Participating organizations began building their sculptures at 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
Bring all of the community together, bring all these cans, having a fun time with it, and then being able to donate it to help benefit the whole entire Fort Collins community.
The goal of the event was to bring awareness to the issue of hunger in the Fort Collins community and also in the university. During the event, judges examined the creativity of every sculpture, and their votes, along with those of CSU students, selected a winner. SLICE coordinators began planning for this event since the start of the school year and hope to continue this tradition.
We raise thousands and thousands of pounds each year for our community and for people with food insecurities, which I feel we think is like homeless people or things like that, but are also our students.
Collection Day will take place on October 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. During that time, cans will be counted and placed around CSU's Oval. For more information on donations and Collection Day, visit cans.colostate.edu.
What's up, Rams? I'm Ryan Christ, your entertainment anchor on this fantastic Thursday. So let's jump right into some great entertainment news. There's been a lot of buzz in New Zealand about the name of a new species of wasp. A biologist recently discovered this new non-stinging wasp and decided to name it Lucius Malfoy. For those of you who don't know who Lucius Malfoy is, he's a main villain in the Harry Potter series and is Draco Malfoy's father. The lifelong Potter fan Thomas Saunders decided to name it after him because he wants to clean up the name of wasps, saying, quote, "People see wasps as villains, as the bad guys. But the truth is that the vast majority of wasps and species are neither neutral and beneficial. From a human standpoint, just as Lucius Malfoy is pardoned after separating from Voldemort's allies, I'm asking people to pardon wasps in order to restore their reputation as interesting, important creatures." End quote. Now, all I'm waiting for is the conversation to be had around these wasps. I mean, could you imagine someone coming to your house like, "Hey, thought I'd let you know, you got a Lucius Malfoy hive in your backyard," or something like saying, like, "Don't move, there's a Lucius Malfoy on you." But all of that aside, I for one think this is a really cool idea. Bees and wasps have a negative connotation, so hopefully this will clean that up. With Halloween coming up, the Fritzler Corn Maze is helping people get into the Halloween mood. At the Fritzler Corn Maze, Scream Acres, their haunted corn maze, was open to all ages, where guests had to successfully navigate through the first part of the maze before getting put into small groups to go through the haunted portion. Trevor Fritzler told me more about the maze itself.
That's our haunted house. It's a big portion of our haunted house. It's like 3 acres of haunt that you go in and out of corn, buildings and set designs that we've built and designed over the years. Phase 2, which is our haunted section, and you'll have a ton of jump scares in the maze.
Holy God, no thanks!
Including some fun things that we added this year. You'll make your way up here to Scream Acres, which is actually the entrance of the actual haunted house area, and then you get to zigzag your way back down through, following our clowns to nuclear fallout, to zombie clowns, to zombies. And these are my friends.
I spoke to his friend Zippy the Clown, who showed me what his character's like in the maze.
Welcome, children! We're gonna play tonight.
I joined one of the groups in Scream Acres to show you what goes on in the maze.
Yeah, nope. Oh, jeez. That person's right behind us. I really don't. I don't. Oh, wow. Holy. Yeah, no thank you, sir. No thank you. All right. Holy God, no thank you. Oh, my. We're never going to get out of here. It's impossible. This maze is too big.
Scream Acres is open Wednesday through Saturday and lasts until the end of October. In case you didn't know, this past weekend the Szechuan sauce was brought back to McDonald's for one day only, and fans of the show, including myself, rushed to McDonald's to get some of this sauce. Of course, it was only given to certain McDonald's. Ours was on West Elizabeth, and they were only given 20 packets. So by the time I got there, they were already out. And this guy came up to me and told me that they were out. I mean, I didn't believe him at first. He was probably trying to keep all the sauce for himself. But of course he wasn't, and they were out of sauce. Once they ran out of sauce, most of the people here in Fort Collins left, while in some other locations that wasn't the case. In Wellington, Florida, the cops were called after a massive line formed around a McDonald's waiting for the sauce, but the McDonald's didn't even have any sauce to begin with. Other fans took to Twitter suggesting that they boycott McDonald's for not having enough sauce. McDonald's then later replied on Twitter saying, quote, "You spoke, we've listened, lots more Szechuan sauce and locations. Details soon, and that's the way the news goes." So, if you missed out on the sauce like I did, it'll be back this winter. As homecoming weekend approaches, many students noticed that the popular Ramachino drink from intermissions was missing during this week. We sent Listos Castro out to investigate.
With the lack of a Ramchino on campus, I decided to find out how CSU students feel about the missing tradition.
I think it's sad because as a college student, we all get coffee constantly, and as we're carrying it around, it's just kind of a reminder that it's homecoming week, and I think homecoming week should be a little extra special.
It's like a traditional thing, and they used to do it every year, so why not this year?
So the fact that we don't have this one tradition kind of appalls me, because we should be celebrating all our traditions on campus, because it's our traditions that make us CSU.
However, not all students felt that it was a loss for everyone here on campus.
If there aren't enough people that aren't excited about it or that even know about it, then I don't know if it would be worth it for them to use their funds on something like that.
But no need to worry, I caught up with a representative of the Laurie Student Center to solve the mystery of the missing Ramchino.
We were going to introduce Cam's Cocoa instead, but we will have the Ramachino. We did get the dye for the whip and the sprinkles, the gold sprinkles, so we'll be in commission tomorrow morning and Saturday when we're open with the Ramachino. So all of our game day stuff that we've opened up with in all the retail centers for Laurie Dining, we've done green and gold bagels, we've done green and gold cookies from Eileen's, green and gold cupcakes from Buttercream. So, and we've gone undefeated at the new stadium. So I will definitely have the Ramachino available to keep that going and keep up the good luck for the Rams football teams.
Well, it looks like we were able to put that mystery to rest. I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna go grab a quick drink. Back to you in the studio, Ryan.
Well, it's good to hear that Rams are staying true to our tradition. If I were you, I would definitely get a Ramachino a try. In case you didn't hear or see, the new trailer for Star Wars The Last Jedi was released on Monday, and everybody is freaking out over the porgs. A porg is that little bird, fish, creature thing that we saw scream in the Millennium Falcon during the trailer. This creature is apparently indigenous to the planet where Rey and Luke met. While it was only on the screen for a few moments, the internet has been making some pretty great memes about this very interesting creature, and this one is by far my favorite. Anyways, the internet isn't the only one who loves them. John Boyega, or Finn, stated that they're so cute, and but they're just Ronits. While we only have 62 days till Star Wars The Last Jedi, I'm excited to see these adorable little creatures. Let's just hope they don't end up being as obnoxious as Jar Jar.
CSU football traveled to Logan, Utah on Saturday and easily handled the Aggies in a 27-14 victory. The offense got off to another explosive start, putting up 17 first-quarter points, giving the Rams a 24-7 cushion heading into halftime. Both teams were scoreless in the third quarter, and CSU tacked on a late fourth-quarter field goal, picking up their second conference victory of the season, 27-14. Senior quarterback Nick Stevens had another stellar game for the Rams, completing 22 of 31 passes for 293 yards and 2 touchdowns. Stevens had plenty of help from his friends in this game, as running back tandem Dalen Dawkins and Izzy Matthews combined for 205 yards on 41 rushes with 1 touchdown. CSU is now 4-2 on the season and 2-0 in the Mountain West Conference. The Rams will host Nevada this Saturday for homecoming and family weekend. Kickoff against Nevada is set for 8:15 p.m., and for those of you who are unable to attend, the game will also air on ESPN2. Women's volleyball defeated conference foe Boise State last Thursday night in perhaps the most important and thrilling game of the season so far for the Rams. After losing the first 2 sets of the match, the Rams stormed back from an 0-2 deficit, reverse sweeping the Broncos in 5 sets. Both teams were undefeated in conference play coming into this matchup, and the Rams are now the lone undefeated in the Mountain West Conference with just 12 games remaining. 4 Rams finished with double-digit kills against Boise State, led by freshman Brianna Reynolds, who had 17 kills. Jasmine Hanna added 15 kills, and Kirsty Hillier and Paulina Hogarth-Jensen floored 12 and 10, respectively. Team setter Kaylee Olasek was just 2 assists short of tying her season high as she paced the Rams' offense with 57 assists while also adding 12 digs, marking her 3rd double-double this season. Sophomore Amanda Young helped anchor the defense with 20 digs of her own. McKenna Thornlow also posted 11 digs, and Sanja Cheesmich matched her career high in digs with 10. After the game, Coach Tom Hilbert said, "It was a highly competitive and spirited match from the beginning to end. It was a good thing for this team to go through and a signature moment for them. I have a lot of respect for my players' abilities, and they weathered a lot of storms during this match." Colorado State also traveled to Utah State last Saturday and swept the Aggies in 3 sets. The Rams remained the 23rd ranked team in the country, and they improved their overall record to 16-2 and remain perfect in conference play at 6-0. CSU is taking on San Jose State tonight at Moby Arena, and the Rams hope to extend their current win streak to 7 games.